One of the world's most contagious diseases is now potentially spreading across the United States. This is a huge concern, has nothing to do with COVID, does not have anything to do with the new disease X, but it's a completely different thing. It's something that we've gone through before, and here in the United States, we were told that this was over. Now, I want to break down what's going on, why this is turning into a bigger issue than what many health experts were previously warning. But, and again, this is just a warning. Understand that things could get serious moving forward. I'll explain why in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So before I tell you what this world's most infectious disease is, most contagious disease, I first want you to understand one thing. Over the past 3 to 4 years, during the height of the pandemic, we saw a lot of changes. And it's because of these changes, because of our state of mind, because of the information that we were receiving from the CDC and the World Health Organization. A lot of people changed. So I want to explain what's going on here. First off, watch this entire video because then you will understand why healthcare professionals are very concerned about what is going on. Just look at this. It says a measles outbreak should be a vaccine wake-up call. Now, why is this? Well, I want to explain how many people are actually getting measles here in the United States. Because according to research, 1 to 3 out of every 1,000 people that contract the measles end up passing away. Okay, they lose their life. Now, I want to read you this. It says, most recently, there have been 8 cases confirmed in Philadelphia since December 2023. That's 1 month. All among unvaccinated individuals. Additionally, a person with measles traveled through D.C. area airports, and cases have been identified in Delaware, New Jersey, and Washington State, according to a local report. Now, I want to show you one other thing. Okay? Again, this is very important. Measles was declared eliminated in the year 2000, meaning the disease is no longer constantly present in this country. Now, here's where things are completely going off track. Measles was one of those things that, as a child, I believe when you're under 4 years old or something like that, you get something called an MMR. This is the shot so that you don't contract measles, or it's not as likely. Okay? Well, here's the problem. Over the past 4 years, keep in mind, when did COVID happen? It was the end of 2019, the beginning part of 2020. So in the beginning part of 2020, we are now in the beginning of 2024, which is 4 years. Okay? Here's the issue. All those children didn't receive vaccines for measles, didn't receive vaccines for other things as well. Even something as simple as the flu shot. Okay? Okay, that's fine. That's on those parents. That's on their guardians. They would decide whether or not those children would get it. Well, this brings us to today. What we are now hearing from healthcare professionals is that a dip in vaccinations among children was very high over the past few years. Children were not getting vaccines. We're not getting the flu shot, not getting a COVID shot, not getting anything. And so this is why they are concerned moving forward. We are going to see all those certain infections, those diseases that we got rid of years ago are going to start coming back. That's one issue. Okay? The other one, and again, it's all because right now and over the past 4 years, nobody or not many people were trusting of Dr. Anthony Fauci. They didn't trust what former President Donald Trump said in the beginning stages of the pandemic because nobody knew. Nobody trusted what President Biden was saying. Okay, especially when, again, he's pushing out those vaccines. They came out within like a year. And how could we trust something that came out that quickly? So that's why so many parents opted to not get their children vaccinated, and parents themselves were not getting vaccinated either. Because why should they? They're being quarantined, they have to stay home, they're wearing a mask, and now they gotta go another shot due to COVID? So that's part of the issue. The second issue, this is probably one of the greater problems that we're having because nobody has an answer for this. Listen to this. Healthcare professionals say, with the US border being so open, we don't know who is entering into this country. And the concern is that people could be bringing a variety of diseases. For instance, somebody coming from South Africa, they could come over here with a certain disease. Somebody coming from Colombia. I think Colombia, one of the most common diseases down there is the Zika virus. Things like that. Dengue fever, right? So people could be coming up into the United States, with certain infections. They may not even know it until they enter into the United States. And then because we are now going to give them shelter and food and health care, well, now they're going to find out, oh, you've been infected. Okay, people coming from South Africa, maybe they have HIV or AIDS. I think that's one of the leading causes of death over there. And so, again, this is part of the problem. This is what health experts have been telling us, is that we don't know what we're going to be going up against in the next year or two. We have no clue. All we know right now is the world's most contagious disease is now spreading throughout the United States. And again, in certain pockets of the U.S. Okay? And this is going to happen. The problem is we don't know how bad this is going to get, but the concern is it could get worse. Okay? I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this chart really quick. This is the measles cases in the United States. Now, again, this is lagging vaccination rates, but it says a CDC report in November. Again, I understand you may not trust the CDC, but let's just look at this. A CDC report in November found that exemptions for routine child care vaccinations among U.S. kindergartners are at the highest levels ever. Okay, let's look at measles cases in the United States. All right, so if we go back, let's go back to 2016, 86, 129, 375, 2019 really spiked at 1,274. Now, things went completely down. The number of cases dropped, and it's because of people wearing masks, people staying in their homes if they were feeling any type of illness. And so in 2020, right here at 12, in 2021, 49, 2022, 121, and so 2023, again, this is a little bit behind, but 41 cases. Now, here's what you need to keep in mind, and this is incomplete right here, but here's what you need to keep in mind. The concern is that, and it's not about measles, okay? Even though I'm showing you cases of measles, it's not about measles. What it's about is people do not trust the CDC. They don't trust, some doctors. They don't trust the World Health Organization anymore. It's because of what we went through over the past 3 years or 4 years. So it's because of that. Healthcare professionals say we need to be ready because now this is just the beginning. But what happens when we are starting to see measles? We're starting to see COVID come back. We could potentially see a new deadly infectious disease, right? What happens when all these things are attacking us at one time? Well, that's a concern because here in 2024 and the last part of 2023, we saw spikes in RSV, we saw spikes in COVID, we saw spikes in the flu. And it was very rare that you got multiple infections, but if you had the flu and you also had COVID, well, you weren't screwed, but it was much tougher. So that is what they are saying, is to be ready because 2024 could be a difficult year, but it's 2025 and 2026 that we're really concerned with. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think this is a new reality? That because so many people didn't trust the CDC and World Health Organization and global leaders, that they didn't go and get the shots that they were probably supposed to get? Well, that's what we're hearing. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but that is what we know at this time. So again, Thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.